My name is Brock Burkholz. I'm a social media coordinator here at the Dallas Wings, the WNBA team, and I also handle social media, essentially the same exact position except for Panther City Lacrosse. They are our professional lacrosse team. It's very specific. Here for the Wings and for Panther City, we have a specific brand, and once we decide what we want our brand to look like, we make actually our graphic designer makes a whole brand guideline book of the look, the feel, stuff like that, whether it be posting memes or super cool edits, videos, stuff like that. It could be just anything like that is very important, I would say. And as far as content goes on a daily basis, we use it a lot. There are a lot of let's say, like I said, sometimes there's a lot of thought that goes back into what we post, whether it fits our brand. Other times we just post a meme on the internet and people love it when pro sports teams do that and they find it funny and stuff like that as well. We have a whole list, we have a whole software that we use to plan out content when we want to activate different things, whether every Monday we'll go in and here's what we're putting out today, here's what we're putting out tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, all stuff like that. And then of course other things come up, like little side projects or like other little pieces that come out throughout the week. But yes, we do have a whole strategy to where and when we post stuff, and also a strategy of sometimes things simply just go on Twitter, sometimes things just go on Instagram, sometimes they go on both. Like there is a strategy behind that, and that's a whole nother long conversation, obviously. But yeah, there's a good strategy to it and the rhyme and reason to why we post things. It's definitely stayed photo, video primarily. I haven't dabbled into graphic design really at all. Um, but whether it be making long form videos for storytelling purposes or those short, quick hit, the dunks, the home runs, the highlight play, stuff like that. So that's typically what I've stayed with and stayed toward. Those are my two strengths, definitely. That's a really good question. And there's a kind of a detailed answer. So basically, it goes, my very first thought is fan base, right? The fan base for lacrosse is very, I don't know how I say this. I'll just be honest. It's very like frat boy, get drunk, have fun, go to games. Like people come to games just to get drunk and have a good time. I'm gonna be honest. That's a lot of what their fan base is. And then for the Wings, it's more an older fan base, like maybe the 45 to 55 range. Um, so those are two obviously very big differences in between those two leagues. And then also the WNBA is obviously more popular than the National Lacrosse League. Those are two big ones, I'd say. And that also translates to our strategy as well. Like the previous question you just asked me, there are some things that we can post for Panther City that would not fit the strategy for the Wings. They're two completely different. We like to keep them as far apart as we possibly can when it comes to brand strategy and things like that. Like, I'll just give you an example. Sometimes the players on the Wings will ask us to take stuff down because they just don't like how they look in it, or they don't like, I don't want to say it's just because they're girls, but like they do care a little bit more about what they look like. It's different like that for Panther City. The guys won't really care. They're a little more, they're less sensitive to things like that. So we have, I would say, more freedom, definitely creatively, when it comes to photo, video, stuff like that on Panther City side, on the lacrosse side, than the Wing side for sure. We are currently in the process of like forming a strategy for the Dallas Wings. I guess I have more information to speak on for Panther City because for the Wings, I got here with only about 3 weeks left in the season, so I didn't know the content plan exactly. But for Panther City, what we typically like to do is, because it is a younger crowd, I've said this before, we do more memes, we do more funny, relatable stuff that that crowd's going to understand, and things like that when it comes to content and what kind of content we make and content we put out. Um, like you said in the question, TikTok's very popular. We try to keep up with that as much as possible with that crowd as well. Also, we'll do um, theme nights, basically. Like for example, here in a couple of weeks, we're going to do college night, where we're going to try to get as many college kids to come to the game. And who knows? Maybe there's a few more fans there that'll start following our team. So I think that's more of our strategy for Panther City, because once you know your fan base, like your demographic, what age group follows you the most. Like for example, ours for Panther City is probably that 19 to 26 range. And then a lot of our fans are local because we are a first year team. We don't have a lot of fans in New York or LA or Miami or whatever. So we try to keep it local for right now. And then for the Wings, it's kind of the same way. A lot of our fans aren't local, but they are older. So that definitely plays into our content strategy. But I would say that we are currently in the process of forming that kind of strategy, like you asked, to target different demographics and different fan bases for the Wings, but I do not have an exact answer on that. It's definitely going to continue to grow and continue to evolve. 5 years ago, people didn't really care that much about putting a lot of effort into graphics for scores or highlights throughout the game, but now there's so much talent creatively, whether it be people who are good at photo, video, graphic design, motion graphics. There's just talent like nobody's business. It's crazy. So I think within the next 5 to 10 years, it's going to be I think there's going to be more money put towards those content creators and those creatives. And let's see what else. One thing to mention a lot that people don't think of is UGC. We like to call it UGC. What it's called is user generated content. So that tends to be things like iPhone videos, not even those cool, professionally shot, cinematic looking video. It's just iPhone videos. The reason for that is because the reason that's getting more popular is because fan bases seem to resonate more with hey, that looks like it was shot on an iPhone. That's more relatable than being like a cinematic movie. Does that make sense? We call it user generated content because it looks more like it's generated by the people who are watching us or following us on social media, if that makes sense. Like if we posted a video of Arike Agumbawale, our best player on the Wings, posted a video of her shooting a fadeaway shot, and then we captioned it, send us or show us your favorite, or show us your best fadeaway. And then in the comments, we get all these videos of people doing their fade. That's user generated content. People relate more to that because it's like, this could be my next door neighbor. This could be, somebody not of a lesser, I don't want to say that, but just another fan. Does that make sense at all? It's kind of hard to explain, but I think user generated content and stuff like that's going to become very, very huge. And memes are crazy. Memes are going to be very, very prevalent in the content creation world for sure. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Getting that content, whether it be photo, video, and then having to go back and log the footage that you just shot, that takes time. Editing video, editing photo, that takes time. Having to be multiple different places. Sports teams are a lot of work. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. It's very easy to burn out. So you have to just remember to take breaks when you need them. Take them when you're offered. Don't be the bigger person. Be like, oh, I don't need this break. take them when you need them. Swallow your pride, because it's working in sports is a lot, because sports games are played all the time. We play, you don't get weekends really. Sometimes you do, rarely you don't. Let's see what else. Like, for example, the Wings, we play 36 games in 4 months. We get maybe 2 days off a week. We're working Saturdays and Sundays most of the time. And when we're not, we're traveling with the team. That's another big thing. Travel with teams, a lot of work. Like, for example, I'm traveling with Panther City next week to Colorado. I work 9 to 5 Monday through Thursday. I fly out Thursday night. I work Friday, Saturday, and then I get back Saturday night, and I have a little bit of like my Sunday, and then I'm back at work on Monday. So it's a lot of work for sure. And I don't want to like scare anybody off, because a lot of it is rewarding, getting to put your content out there and other people that really engage with it. For example, I don't know if you saw, we posted a Will Smith graphic, like that crying meme. It's a lot of work, yes, but to see all those comments you get, like, oh, so your social team is so good, all those likes and comments coming in, knowing that your post popped off, that's very rewarding, and I think that's kind of very valuable. So